really had to get out of that situation and mend myself and fortify that I'm valuable and I'm worth it. No, I'm a person who is worthy of being trusted, of being, for example, of people putting, of being worthy of being, for example, given tasks that are equivalent to my competencies. So yes, na ano ko talaga yan. It was a very down part of my life. And it has nothing to do actually with my passion to teach. I love teaching, no. It wasn't because of it was more on workplace distress. It was more on the types of people you have been working with. So, yon, off the record yung working with. Hindi maganda sa marketing ng PM. Huwag niyo isama. Baka sabihin, hindi pumasok. Oo, basta ganon, no? Ano lang siya, pero very trying. Pero what I, parang, what I learned from that situation is that parang fame, money, and your professional life can take a backseat and your family can be your parang sounding board or yung pinaka, they would be able to really be there when you felt that no one is there for you.
Alam mo, maganda din yung sinabi niyo na parang hindi porket passionate ka, hindi ka na mag-burn out.
Oo.
Parang lahat tayo pwede.
Dumadating sa point talaga.
Dumadating sa point na yun.
Lalo na pag feeling mo hindi mo ma-change yung system. Kasi yun din yung nangyari sa akin. Para I really wanted to change the system pero if I go here, mabablock ako nung isa kasi itong system na to ay hindi solve. So sometimes systemic yung problem eh.
Maganda din yun, ma'am. Na parang tignan natin yung burnout, hindi lang siya personal burden, pero may mga systemic na nagko-contribute.
Yeah.
So, so yung third question natin, ma'am, mag-jump ako. What are some ways that teachers can manage burnout and fatigue? Medyo na
Yeah,
touch on yun na po siya.
Pero i-highlight na lang. Okay.
Kahit
Short lang mga, sige. How do we manage teacher burnout? Well, there are a number of suggestions being given by the literature. First is, of course, to intentionally work on not being burnt out. So, number one is to do relaxation techniques. You try to find it in yourself to devote time to have ways in which you can relax. It's anything you want to do, as long as you'd feel better afterwards. The second is control and time management. So there are many time management exercises in which we can do. For example, we can set a 20-minute rule for doing a particular task, and then the next 20 minutes would be for you to rest, and then we'll look at making that 20 minutes focused on work longer, until the time that you enter into a flow in which you're very inspired to finish what you have started. The third is in relation to relaxation is meditation techniques. So these are specific ways in which you control your breathing, or you do exercises, or for example, you practice well-being scripts, or scripts that would help you find a better place in, for example, a particular distressing situation. Other things would be having a hobby aside from what you're doing. So at this time of the pandemic, you can, for example, do other things, the things that you have been setting off for a long time when we were face-to-face, such as reading books or, for example, cooking, whatever, no, planting, and so on. So another way of, and an important way of managing burnout and the stress related to it is by connecting with people. And that I think is one of the best ways in which we can handle our burnout. connect. Try to talk to another person about your burnout. Try to find a support group, or for example, you can be the person starting the support group, and you can talk about your problems. But remember, when talking about the problems, we do not invalidate what others have been experiencing. So it may be more stressful for them. So I think the highlight would be to connect, no, to start connecting with your child if you're a mother or a father, no, or connect with your parents, no, if they are living with you, or if they're far from you, try to have a call, or as long as it establishes human communication. Thank you.
So, meron po ba tayong anything else on burnout that you would like to share before we move on to motivation?
Okay. Burnout in teachers is felt by students. When a teacher faces her students or his students, they can feel the emotions. Usually, the younger the learners, the more susceptible they are to feeling what to feeling the negative emotions. So, if we'd like our students to achieve, to feel better inside their classrooms, we need to address those negative emotions. We need to address those sources of stress causing the burnout. And we need to address the burnout by doing some of the strategies that we have discussed a while ago. So, basically, that's it. The students will feel the emotions you bring inside the classroom, and it may affect their learning. So, do you want students to feel negatively after your class? So, it's your choice. But then again, always remember that positive emotions will bring about better student engagement and academic results.
Sige, ma'am. So, move on po tayo doon sa intrinsic motivation. Kasi sa lesson na ito po, parang the assumption is one way na ma-manage mo yung burnout mo is to go back to your motivation, to your intrinsic motivation. Parang yun yung mag-energize sa'yo to manage your burnout. So,
Okay.
yung first question po natin, definition po ulit. So, what is intrinsic motivation?
Okay. Intrinsic motivation is motivation coming from within. Your need to do action without being told to do so. Your need to accomplish a task because you'd like to accomplish it, and it's not due to any external factors. Opposite is external motivation, in which doing a particular task or finishing a particular task is equated with what you will get in return. I am following a particular theory when it comes to understanding intrinsic motivation, and that is the theory of Deci and Ryan, the self-determination theory, in which the highlights would be for a person to be intrinsically motivated, one has to experience autonomy, competence, and relatedness. So, autonomy, being able to decide on your own what do you want to do and how do you want to do it. Competence is seeing, like what I have mentioned a while ago, seeing yourself, being able to do it, and being successful in it, not just being able to do it, but feeling that you are better in doing this particular task than other people. And of course, relatedness, your connection with other people. So that's what I think intrinsic motivation is.
Meron po bang parang effect or correlation between motivation and burnout?
The correlation between burnout and intrinsic motivation may be evident. No? There is a there is a significant relationship between the two in such a way that the teacher must still find her value within the work, within her work, or while doing her work. So, however, this value may be compromised when the work is higher than what the teacher is capable of giving. So yung workload, no, the workload is higher. So sometimes, even if you're intrinsically motivated, if for example, if you're given everything if you're delegated with a lot of tasks that should have been distributed among others, this may cause burnout. Ano po?
Yung next question po natin
Yes.
is more on teacher wellness. Kasi na-cover nyo na po sa binigay ko po guide questions.
Yes.
Cover na po natin yung 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes po.
So, yung next question po natin is on teacher wellness. So, how important is teacher wellness? And then, siguro po, ilump na rin natin yung question
Number 6.
six. So, paano po natin best manage, especially for teachers in a crisis or in a stressful situation? How can they find time for their own wellness?
Okay. Okay. Teacher wellness is highly significant in terms of us wanting to produce, mali yung ano ko. Teka. Sandali po. Ma'am, naiihilang po ako. Sandali lang po. Teka.